Dr. King said, he said, quote, "I think that we've got to see that a riot is the language of the unheard." And here's the problem with social media and the ubiquitousness of cell phone video is that we are seeing the pervasiveness of this problem, but we're not seeing justice. I don't care what the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the judge, the jury, I don't care what any of them say, right? Justice can't be defined as whatever the hell they can get away with. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing police officers get away with murder. Michael Slager murdered Walter Scott, shot him from behind as he ran away, not a threat whatsoever. Jordan Edwards was murdered. And so we see these things happening with actual video, but we don't see justice. And there's a theory in international relations called the gap hypothesis. Actually, not a theory, a hypothesis. The gap hypothesis that says that you can predict social instability based on the level of wealth that people are able to see but not attain. And we study that today and say we see third world countries, we see poverty, we see people impoverished, they all have cell phones. And so they get to see this level and lifestyle of wealth that they'll never be able to attain. And that in itself creates and fosters social instability, which inevitably leads to riots. This is the same exact principle that we can apply here, that we see the atrocity, we see the murders now, we see the frequency of it, but we don't see justice aligning with it, and we are not being heard. Our frustrations are not even being recognized. In fact, our frustrations are being crapped on by commentators who find this is a spectacle to them. This is fun and games for them. This is fodder for them for clicks and views. And so in the midst of all this, we see the violence, we see the murders, we don't see justice, and then our voices are not only unheard, but they're laughed at. It is the perfect formula for people to lash out. And yet we're called upon time and time and again to be the good, docile Negro and tell our people to be calm, peace, and Jesus will fix it. Jesus fixed a lot of stuff. One of the things he fixed was in the temple, he went in and ran those people out with whips, you know. But anyway, that's a whole different conversation. The point is this. The point is that if we continue, you cannot expect people to continue to see a problem without ever experiencing a solution, all the while being laughed to scorn by the best way to describe them are pieces of shit. And so here we are. There's that gap. There's the gap, and there's the frustration. And while we can say we don't want people to riot, who are we? I mean, how can you judge that at this point?